Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 and our final game of this 3-block scrim between University of Central Florida and SQD Tsukuyomi. I'm your host, BG Smitty, with a co-host of BG Death. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going ahead and jump right into pick and ban phase of game number 3. Starting us off, we have Tsukuyomi on the blue side. Because of games 1 and 2, I'm going to assume that Lux is going to come through, and
Yeah,
that the
same
J
bands.
the J4 is probably going to come through because whatever it is, they don't want somebody playing those.
Syndra and
So I'm curious to see
Skarner,
what
Hecarim.
yeah, the Heck Room. This Heck Room has to be for the UCF Knights. It has to be the jungler on the side of the Knights with this Heck Room that they're just that scared to see it. I don't think it's a personally strong pick in the meta right now, but if someone's that comfortable, regardless of meta, they can just carry a game. But following through, we see the LeBlanc, so the same bands coming through for Tsukuyomi, and we have the Kaiser and the Syndra coming through for UCF Knights, and a nice B1 lock in for the Aurora. That was almost an instant lock, mind you. Aurora is just disgustingly strong, so I'm going to assume that this Aurora is in the top lane because again, that's where we see them. But we've been surprised throughout this whole entire matchup.
Yeah, it's been mostly on the side of UCF Knights that have been switching up the picks with the position. We've seen a lot of crazy picks for the roles in UCF Knights, but it could honestly on the side of Team Tsukuyomi, it could be Aurora. Don't they have Vastaya Bunny on Team Tsukuyomi? So
Yes, they do.
it is so honestly, he could be top or mid. I don't know if he mains Aurora in the top lane, but he could be top or mid. To your
Okay.
point.
And then now we see the Belveth coming in. I know Belveth was banned out in the second game, but I'm not too sure about game number 1. But that's definitely going to be into the jungle. And we see the Ziggs now. Again, I said this last game. The Ziggs is typically seen in the bot lane, but knowing the Knights, it's possible. There's a possibility that the Zig goes mid.
Ziggs jungle. Let's see it.
I mean, they do have a 2-0 lead. They can have a little bit of fun if they want. But do I think it's going to be in the jungle? No, I don't. But but then again, the Knights have surprised us. It could be a Ziggs top. New meta.
Okay, we see the Vi locked in on the side of Team Suki, well, not locked in Volibear. I'm thinking that's gonna be a jungle Volibear, as we saw Diana and Vi before that pick. We also see the Jinx locked in for Team Tsukuyomi. Jinx always an exciting pick in the bot lane. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what kind of support pick she's going to have here. It looks like they're picking the support for the side of UCF Knights here. Who is it going to be? Nami gets locked in for possibly a Ziggs. How do you think about that duo there?
So the Nami specifically is not meant. The Nami Ziggs is not technically your traditional uh 2-man bot lane. It the Nami's being picked because of whatever they decide to pick for the rest of the team. Nami is stronger with the Belveth than he is with the Ziggs,
Oh yeah.
specifically because of the heals coming out, the auto attack, um, empowered auto attacks coming out, and because they picked this Nami on R3, they are gonna ban out the Lulu Emilio, while Tsukuyomi ban out the Lucian and the Jin, so they don't know where the Ziggs is going. And when you see a Nami, you have to assume that there's going to be a Lucian in the game. Even though it may not be in meta,
Ooh,
it's always a phenomenal pairing. And then now we see the Gwen coming out.
Gwen.
So again, we don't know. We only know where 2 members of UCF Knights are going. We know that Belveth is going in the jungle, and we know that Nami's going support. But we don't know where the Gwen's going, and we don't know where the Ziggs is going. So now we
Yeah.
see the Leona coming out for the Tsukuyomi. This is a very strong bot lane with the Jinx Leona. I really like this bot lane, and I love the pairing with the Volibear because they have extremely good die potential on top of the Aurora ult. So
Oh,
because
hell yeah.
because that happens, I really like this. Now, if they lock in this Jax, which they do, we're gonna see the Aurora in the mid lane, the Jax in the top. I
And
like
Volibear jungle.
and the Valley Bear in the jungle. I love this draft coming out of Tsukuyomi. They have the die potential. They have the team fight potential. They have the frontline potential. They have everything. But then it's followed up with a last pick of Renekton in for the UCF Knights. Now, again,
Renekton into Jax.
but is it Jax? Because the Gwen could be top and the Renekton could be mid. We don't know.
Hmm.
We're gonna have to find out. But
Yeah,
I do
yeah, it
like
could be
this.
Gwen or Renekton in the top or mid. We know that Bel'Veth is jungle. Hmm.
Yeah, and jumping into game now. Let's see where
We
everybody's
do see
going.
we do see the Renekton is in the top lane versus the Jax. What do you think about that matchup? Because Jax has a lot to dodge with his E ability.
So I'm not gonna say that the Renekton is technically a. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I think the matchup altogether is still a good matchup. We just need to see where or how they're gonna play it. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but the Jax, in my opinion, has the favored matchup in the 1v1. But the early game coming out of the Renekton is going to beat out this Jax. Jax just wants to try to scale and get to that split lane matchup later in the later into the game.
I don't know. That Counter Strike will make or break the matchup for sure on the side of the Jax. We'll just see how this begins to play out for both teams, really.
Yeah, we have pretty standard defensive line.
Traditional.
Yeah, traditional, but pretty traditional 5-man uh like just scouting. They just everyone lined up, make sure no one invaded. So I like how they didn't do too much, but we see the Bel'Veth taking the chickens away from this Volley Bear underneath his nose. He's gonna see that the red buff is gone, and he's looking for a 1v1 level 2. I don't know. He dove into that. I don't know if he wins this though. The
No
Nami's gonna start
problem. Just
romming.
able to secure those Krugs and then walk away from this Volley Bear here.
Yes, that was actually very massive, and that puts this Bel'Veth ahead, and is still gonna be able to go back to his jungle and secure even more over top of that. I like this Gwen. This Gwen can do a lot of damage even in the early stages, but I want to see how Okami does. Oh, well, that's a nice Zenith Blade coming in, but it's not gonna be able to get followed up by anything. Right now, you're just gonna see the Ziggs do the best that he can to just farm. He has TP, so he can come back if he needs to. Bel'Veth, oh, able to secure the chickens again, and now Gwen comes through, but the ignite lands, and it's not gonna be enough. But he's waiting. Oh, it's a nice flash, and he's gonna be able to dash forward. I had a feeling he was gonna flash forward, but I didn't know. He's gonna be able to get out alive.
Yeah, it was a nice double kill coming out of the Bel'Veth in the early game versus this Volley Bear here.
Yeah,
Double his CS lead.
Zenith Blade comes
And a
through.
Zenith Blade is going to land on the Nami. Are they going to be able to see anything on the Nami? The Ignite comes out.
Oh, it's a nice barrier.
Jinx
Now,
is low, but she did get excited, and she is now versus a caster, able to dodge the abilities of the Ziggs, able to
oh,
land the double kill, but is she going to fall to the minion? Yeah, she is.
ooh, that was so crazy. He tried like he played that so well, especially with the vision that he had in the brush. But now Counter Strike coming out, nothing too much gonna happen in the top lane. But what I'm excited to see right now is this Aurora on Okami. He played a phenomenal game 1 on Zoe, and his burst potential on Aurora is gonna be absolutely amazing. Oh, and he gets the
Gwen.
nice solo bolo onto it, but now he's gonna get knocked up by the Bel'Veth. But they're gonna spot this Volley Bear, so he's just gonna run away. and that's going to be able to save that Aurora. But this is what I'm talking about. Akami is just disgusting on these champions that have very good burst potential. He's playing phenomenal, and he's able to secure these little advantages over his laner in every single game. And I really like how he's doing what he's doing in lane, personally.
Yeah, so Kami is really outperforming in this 3-game series here. Kudos to him as a summoner. He's doing really well.
And because of this, I actually want to see the Volibear try to play around the Aurora a little bit more. But we see this Volibear getting caught out. He was sitting on a ward, but he's going to be able to get out. But he's just getting absolutely starved because he's getting pushed out, and he can't get to his waves and clear his jungle fast enough. Not too much happening in the bot lane, but then a nice stun coming through. But I don't think there's a counter strike. He doesn't have enough mana.
Yeah, no mana on the side of the Jax, not able to defend himself versus this engage coming from the Renekton. Renekton is going to be able to push this wave in, while Jax is going to have to TP. Looks like Renekton is going to take the back here.
Yeah, he's in both top laners are going to back, and they're going to TP back into the lane. That's pretty standard for that, especially this early on. So they have TP when Unleashed teleports come out. But now Gwen having ult, he's gonna miss that second ult, but the third one's gonna land. But the counter strike comes through for this top lane. But remind you, the Renekton's level 6. Is it good? Oh, he pops ult. It's not too much gonna be able to happen from there. But Tsukuyomi is able to secure that first dragon. Now they're gonna turn their focus onto. Oh, a nice bubble coming through. They turn their focus onto this Volibear, and I don't think that's gonna. The Volibear is unable to get out. So
Volibear not going to be able to do anything here as the E is going to secure the kill from the side of the Bel'Veth. Jinx is going to fall here, has to pop barrier. This Ziggs is going to look to secure the kill with his satchel charge. And now all that's left is the Leona. The Zenith Blade is going to land, but she's going to have to walk away here. She's retreating to her tower. Are they going to be able to have the range here to secure the kill? They're not going to be able to. Leona is going to try to recall here, but she's still under threat.
No, they're going to be able to let that go because the Zig's not level 6, and even if he gets level 6, I don't think he's going to have enough mana for his ultimate. Though, I really like how both teams are playing this. They're really trying to be aggressive. Or, UCF Knights is really trying to be aggressive in the jungle of Tsukuyomi. Trying to put this Volibear behind, but the Volibear is still farming well. He's just behind when it comes to XP, I believe. He's doing the best that he can in trading. But he's just getting caught out. It's like they always know where he's at, whether he's on a ward or whether they're just assuming that this is where he's going to be in his rotation, and they always know where he's at.
Yeah, Team UCF Knights just doing very well in tracking everyone here on the side of Team Tsukuyomi.
So now,
looking like they're already up 1k gold in this early game, which is a juxtaposition from their first game versus Team Tsukuyomi. It seems like they really have their number here.
yeah, and what I'm actually kind of confused about is that the Bel'Veth started the grubs, was able to secure one grub, but then stopped and went back to his camps. So I'm very curious to why he did that. Not too much going on here. They're just gonna try and focus out these waves, try and keep the CS as even as possible. Get some plates if they can on both sides. Like we expected. Oh, a nice ult coming through from the Aurora, but it's not going to be enough. It just goes wide on that Bel'Veth. Gwen
Leona trying to hold the wave here. Gonna land the Zenith Blade onto the Gwen. But is that what she wants? Is the ulti coming from Gwen is gonna be enough to secure the kill on the Leona?
Oh, and
Jinx is gonna go down here.
Oh, that was massive for the side of UCF Knights. They were able to not only be able to secure the Leona kill in the mid lane, but they were able to get the poke damage, and even though they didn't technically die, they were able to get that damage off on the Jinx underneath his own tower and secure that
UCF
kill.
Knights expanding their lead here in the early game versus Team Tsukuyomi.
Yeah, and they were able to complete all 3 grubs on the side of UCF Knights. This topside matchup going with the Renekton and Jax is exactly how I expected would go. The Renekton doing the best that he can just to kind of bully out this Jax while he can early, but the Jax just needs to try to sustain. But here comes the ult coming out of the Crocodile. He's on the hunt. He's trying to just chomp him down, spin to win with his nice little Q, and it's not going to be enough. And this Jax doesn't have TP, so he's going to have to try and stick around so he can grab this XP. But we see the Bel'Veth lurking on the top side. They might be looking for a dive here. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, here comes the Volibear. He's going to be able to land that stun. That W's not going to do too much for Hito. And I think that's going to be enough. That nice ultimate just bringing the hammer out of this Volibear. You're going to be able to get that nice solo kill in the mid lane.
Yeah, this Volibear just able to jump up and stomp this Gwen into the dirt for his first kill. Very good on the side of the Volibear.
So what I do want to bring to your attention is 3 grubs have already been secured for the side of UCF Knights. With this, hold on, we have multiple fights going on both ends, but we have a TP coming out of the Aurora and the Gwen going onto the top side. But the rest of
Jinx
everyone's
1 HP.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to get too much, and they're gonna be able to disengage on the top side. That those TPs came out, it was just enough. But that nice little hop over the wall from Akami is gonna be able to get him to safety. Hold on, there's another TP coming out from this Jax. Yeah, here comes the Jax. They're trying to re-engage on this. It's a nice ultimate coming through. The counter strike landing, but this Gwen is just ripping through with the scissors. He's gonna be able to get any more off of this. Right now, it's a 1-for-1. This Gwen is really strong, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He hops over the wall, but oh, the Q just missed. Akami is going to be able to get him barely one little pixel at the edge of that E.
Pixel perfect E on the side of the Aurora. Able to just squeak out that kill on the Gwen. She was almost scot-free. And now this bot lane on the side of UCF Knights is able to squeak out these... Oh, wow. Able to just completely delete the turret from 4 plates. Off of that bad back, poking them out on the side of Team Tsukuyomi.
Exactly.
Now they're facing a very strong bot lane.
So this is what I was trying to get at before we got distracted with that little team fight going on. The Ziggs is so strong at taking towers, and especially with these plates giving out a lot of gold for the teams. Being able to secure those first 3 grubs on the side of UCF Knights, it really puts the Ziggs... Really puts the Ziggs in a very strong position. But a nice smite coming through, a knockup coming. But here comes the Zig all over top. Oh, but that's going to be enough to kill this. Oh, yes, the Bel'Veth is able to get that kill onto the Jinx. Now, here comes the rest of the team. UCF Knights may have overextended, but there's no ultimate coming off of this Gwen. He's trying to stay alive. A nice bubble comes through, but it's not going to be enough. That wave was critical. But if he had ult, I think that would have been a nice little cleanup coming out from the Gwen. They had everyone in a line, and that ultimate out of Gwen would have just shredded the side of Tsukuyomi. But now Tsukuyomi turns their attention onto this dragon. It looks like they're going to be able to secure this second dragon uncontested. But you have grubs coming up for the side, or coming back on, and we want to see all 6 grubs go to the side of UCF Knights, specifically for the Ziggs to be able to take these towers.
Yeah, if they do secure those 6 grubs, this Ziggs is going to be absolutely melting towers. But we see this Volibear is just going to get punished and called out for taking that mountain dragon. And now we're looking at a Chemtech map.
Oh, a nice Zenith Blade over the wall into the Chompers, but that's not going to be enough. The Bel'Veth over the wall, he's just going to be able to melt down this Jinx. But now he's going to have to hop out. But hold on, there might be an ult coming through. Now we're looking, the Ziggs might be caught out. He flashes over the wall. Bel'Veth barely staying alive. The auto attack.
Jinx missing the auto attack on the Bel'Veth. Auto's a minion.
Oh.
She was able to get an auto and a slow on the Bel'Veth, but then just targets a minion just for that last rocket. Not able to secure the kill. That was insane.
No, that was massive. I feel so bad for this Jinx. The Jinx really try, but that's not going to be enough. The
And now she dies
Ziggs
under
bomb.
tower to the Ziggs ulti. Oh man, that can't feel good on the side of Team Tsukuyomi.
No, not at all. But now we're getting into this stage of the game. Even though this Jax is down about 25 CS, you're getting to this point where the Jax can start to win this 1v1 matchup against this Renekton. But now they're gonna focus this Herald. Only 3 grubs come through for the side of UCF Knights. They were not able to get anything else. Counter-Strike comes through, but it's not going to be enough. The Volibear would have looked for the dive if that Counter-Strike would have landed. But I still think they're going to go for it. No, they back off.
The ultimate ability from Volibear just comes up. They're not gonna look for the dive though. They are able to secure the Herald. Who's it gonna go on to?
Oh no!
Did they zone it from the side of Team Tsukuyomi?
Yeah. Tsukuyomi zoned off the Bel'Veth. The Bel'Veth was able to secure the Herald, but he had to jump over the wall. He had to dash over the wall, and because he dashed over the wall, he was unable to secure the Herald. So even though that's some good XP going over onto the side of this Bel'Veth, it's not going to be enough to be able to secure it and be able to give them pressure on the map when they need it most.
I gotta wonder if Bel'Veth was able to secure the Baron ultimate though, to secure those little voidling creatures that she can spawn.
Yes.
We weren't able to see on the camera here. Leona ultimate is gonna come out on top of the on top of the Renekton's head. Zenith Blade is gonna land. Now they're gonna dive this Renekton. Leona is tanking the tower, and it is gonna be enough to secure the kill and for both members to get out. Mind you, we got the Jinx getting caught out here. Able to just miss the bubble, but the Ziggs Q is going to land on top of the Jinx's head, securing the kill for the Ziggs. Ziggs is now 6-1, able to secure this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Jax is knocking down this tier 1 tower in the top lane, is able to secure it. We got a lot of trades happening back and forth for both teams.
And this is what I love to see. I absolutely love it. Both teams trying to secure what they can on any side of the map. When one play is going on one side, they're trying to do another play on the other. And this is what I love to see. This is peak League of Legends. When you're trying the best that you can to just secure what's the best opportunity of a play and going from there, that's what I like to see. Both teams knowing what their strengths are and what they can take away from the other person during these fights, during these plays, during these dives, whatever the case may be. Both sides are playing phenomenal, even though there's a 6K gold lead in the favor of UCF Knights. Tsukuyomi is not out of this fight. They can have one massive team fight or two and be able to bring themselves back into this game.
Yeah, both teams not letting anything go for free. That's for sure.
I absolutely love what I'm seeing here. Both sides doing great, but see, this Renekton, even though he's very strong with this Eclipse, he needs to get tankier. He just got basically half barred. When I seen the play going in, they're trying to focus down this Nami. He's going to pop that Shurelya's, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Here comes the ultimate coming out. They're going to be able to secure that kill onto the Nami. But now a dive looking for the top side, and it's not going to be enough. But 20 seconds until this Chemtech Drake comes up. And 2 minutes until the very first Baron comes up. I expect both sides to try and just get vision around this Baron when it first comes up. I don't expect them to actually take it at the 20-minute mark. I think it's still relatively too close. And and if all the ultimates are up on the side of Tsukuyomi, I think if the full 5v5 goes in the favor of Tsukuyomi at this moment.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
It's gonna be a nice little Drake.
Team
number 3.
Tsukuyomi able to get 3 dragons in 18 minutes here. They're at Soul Point on a Chemtech map. That's going to be huge for them in the game going forward if they're able to secure the 4th one.
Yeah, and this would actually be the very first game where a Soul Point goes over to either team. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to secure it, because they're doing extremely well with the timeline of these Drakes.
It seems like just as these dragons are spawning, they're falling.
Okay, so now we see on the bot side this Jax is split pushing, which we expected, but now the rest of Tsukuyomi is looking for a dive. They're gonna go for it. The Jax is gonna start with this tanking, but the Volibear does not have ult. They're gonna jump onto this crocodile. He's gonna ult. That's gonna be enough, I think, to be able to keep him alive. But the counter strike's coming in, but they're just tanking too much. They're juggling good tower aggro, but it's not gonna be enough. A nice tidal wave coming through, and that's gonna be a dead Leona. No, it's not. The Leona's able to get out.
Leona gonna be able to walk away here? But
Oh.
Volibear definitely isn't.
Yeah. The Volibear trying his best, but he's gonna end up going
Leona
down.
is gonna fall to the Ziggs.
And that was the Ziggs ult, by the way. Ooh, that's huge. Oh, that's a nice Aurora ult. He's gonna bounce back to the other side. He's doing so much damage, but that ultimate coming out from the rocket from Jinx was just phenomenal. Okami playing that exceptionally well with a flash coming out from the Ziggs, knowing where this Aurora was, and it wasn't gonna be enough. Aurora's gonna end up going down, and I think they're gonna be able to secure. Oh no! The rest of Tsukuyomi is here. They're gonna be able to defend this tier 2 on the top side, but Baron is up and live now, and there's no dragon for another 3 minutes. So both teams are gonna be looking to posture around this. We may see a nice team fight, a nice counter strike coming out, landing a nice stun. The rest of Tsukuyomi is here, but UFC Knights is so much stronger. They're turning their focus onto this Renekton. The ultimate's gonna come through. He's gonna be able to land it, but the counter strike, he's just out of range. Now the ultimate, the snips coming out from this Gwen. He's extremely strong. The Nami's just healing and buffing everybody that he can, and they're gonna be able to run down. Ooh, that's a nice knockup. They're gonna look for it. That's a nice ultimate coming over the head from the Ziggs, and the Bel'Veth is gonna be able to stay alive. I see why this Bel'Veth got banned out in game number 2.
Yeah, the Bel'Veth is doing very well against this Volibear. 3-1-6 versus 3-6-2. But also the Ziggs is doing super duper well. Gonna be helping this Bel'Veth on burning this Baron down. Now their damage is coming through the Gwen, the Ziggs. They're gonna be able to secure this Baron. The Jinx is lurking nearby. She's not gonna be able to secure much, but the big Aurora ult comes through just to distract them. They're gonna have to run away from Baron here and use their ultimates to just run away. Is Jinx gonna be able to get excited? She is. She lands the kill on the Bel'Veth, but she is gonna fall to the Renekton. Snipstid goes onto the Volibear. Volibear falls down. Renekton is now chasing the Leona, but he sets his sight on this Jax, who is now lower HP. He's not in range, so he's gonna have to burn down this Leona as he can. He's gonna start taking the tower, but he's not gonna be able to take much. They're gonna settle on getting this tier 3 tower and the inhibitor.
Yeah, that was a
They're
really
gonna
nice
walk away
team
from the
fight.
inhibitor, but that was a very good take from the side of UCF Knights. They're gonna look to recall here, take as much as they can on recall, and set up the Baron once more. They already have the Team Tsukuyomi has the control ward on Baron, but it's looking like Team UCF Knights is gonna want to set the Baron up or the Dragon up, because the Dragon is coming up in 45 seconds here. They're gonna have to defend this Soul Point Dragon.
Personally, what I would like to see is the side of Tsukuyomi giving up this soul point and trading it for the Baron. I think that'd be a lot smarter to keep them in the game a little bit longer, especially with these waves. So
That Chemtech effect, though, the soul point Chemtech is really strong. They're gonna be able to have more damage and damage resistance as they fall low. It could be kind of like a dice toss.
But
with
hold on,
these team
the Zenith
fights.
Blade goes in. Now everything's starting. The tidal wave comes through. The Crocodile goes ult. A nice Aurora ult comes through. Now everyone's trying to focus. The front line of Tsukuyomi is just getting annihilated, and now the double kill coming through. A nice bubble landing, and that's going to be a triple kill coming through for the Gwen. And then they're going to be able to secure this dragon.
Yeah, 4v1 for UCF Knights. Triple kill goes to the Gwen. They're hunting down this Aurora. She's gonna be able to fall. They're securing this dragon here, and then they're gonna go to the Baron next. but they have 8 seconds until the first damage member, Volibear, is able to spawn. So I understand why they weren't going to the inhibitor. They say, let's just take the Baron.
So I like this. Now the Gwen stayed bot and is gonna have to have someone draw to him. Now you see 2 members of Tsukuyomi having to go answer this Gwen. Actually,
3
all
members,
all
4.
all 4 members are going. So this is allowing them to take this Baron completely uncontested. This was just a beautiful IQ play coming out of Hito.
Is Gwen gonna be able to escape though? The Zenith Blade and the Volibear going onto her. She's not gonna be able to live here. That's one less Baron going onto the side of UCF Knights. But is that worth?
I think that
She could have walked away.
She could have. She definitely could have. But I think that that's still worth on the side of UCF Knights because he was able to completely divert all of Tsukuyomi down to the bot lane, completely allowing them to take this Baron. Now, mind you, they were taking it fast, but they weren't taking it that fast. So they were taking a lot of damage with it. So if the rest of Tsukuyomi would have just beeline to the Baron, that would have been detrimental because they really could have wiped them. But now the Jax comes in, a nice little counter strike. He's just going to get some nice chip damage down. Oh, hold on. The Renekton goes in. He ults. But the Bel'Veth's getting caught out on the other side. TPs are coming in from both sides. The Renekton's dashing back and forth. He sets his focus onto this. The Aurora comes through. A nice Zig ult. It's going to come over the top. But it's not going to be enough. The Aurora's going to get the kill. Now the rest of UCF Knights are trying to chase him down. Here comes the ult out of Gwen. It's going to be enough. He's going to get the 1. He's following onto the Leona. They're trying to get this Leona down. The Leona's going to fall for a nice double kill going onto the Gwen. This Gwen is just absolutely annihilating anyone that he can touch with these scissors.
It's a 4v3 on the side of UCF Knights. UCF Knights got the Baron. They got the Bel'Veth with the empowered Voidling minions. They're going to be able to just absolutely melt and destroy all of these structures here with the Ziggs as well as the Baron, as well as the Voidlings. Jackson's going to come in, try to counter-strike somebody. Not going to be able to find much. They're going to just be focusing these towers and just absolutely destroying, melting them, one-shotting them. That's the last Nexus tower. We got a TP coming in. That's going to be the end of the game.
Gwen does end up going down, unfortunately. They're trying to just pad their stats here at the end, but that's going to finish out game number 3. And that's going to be a nice 3-0 going in favor of...
Sweep.
Yeah, nice 3-0 sweep in this block series of UCF Knights versus Tsukuyomi. This was an amazing game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to see you on the next ones. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you all have a good one.